Meeting of the Licensing Act Committee. We're being live broadcast on Gedling Borough Council's website. No introductions are necessary. So without further preamble, we'll proceed to item 1 on the agenda, which is apologies for absence, which have been received from Councillors Wilkinson, Gibbons, Pickering and Elliott. Anything further? Councillor Smith?
Yeah, Councillor Elliott's tied up with County Council business. Councillor Pickering is on holiday, although she is sat at East Midlands waiting for a flight. I have suggested she has got time to get back, but I think she's going to wait another 6 hours for the flight. So apologies for...
Okay. We are core 8, so we'll manage without her. Thank you. Item 2 is to approve as a correct record the minutes of the meeting held on 18th January 2022. May I have a proposer? Thank you, Rachel. Seconder, Mr. Towsey Hinton. Those for? Against? An abstention. Thank you. Okay. Item 3, there are no declarations of interest. And item 4, which is the substantive item on the agenda, Mr. Neelan, Head of Public Protection, is going to present the report.
Thank you. So under the Licensing Act 2003, the local authority has an obligation to have a statement of licensing policy. The policy has to be renewed every 5 years. Most recently, officers have worked on the most recent edition of the policy in partnership with Nottinghamshire Licensing Officer Group. I understand that we've made some changes or proposed changes based on issues that have been arising over the last 5 years, and some of these, but not conclusively, deal with issues such as spiking, online sales, which I know has been a particular interest to some members, and pavement cafe licensing. Happy to take questions with myself and the licensing officer, but ultimately officers are looking for approval to go out to consultation with this policy. Thank you.
So may I invite questions, please? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Just a question about deliveries of items that can contain alcohol made by various delivery companies to houses where they don't always wait for a response at the door. And it's asking in the descriptive that drivers are to be trained and to check 21 or 25 the age of the recipient of the package. How can that be enforced when many drivers who are paid by drop or by delivery don't stay long enough to see who's answering the door? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. In the application that is made, there is an operating schedule. And in this policy, we've put some items that we would like to see people put in the operating schedule. And one of those is that the drivers be trained to check age. This is exclusive to our policy, so not all policies would have this in. The operating schedule becomes the conditions of the licence. So in order for that to be a condition, it would have to go on the licence. We would do compliance checks on the premises licence, so we would check that periodically to make sure they're adhering to those conditions. And if we were to receive a complaint that the alcohol wasn't checked on the door, the age wasn't verified at the doorstep, then we would investigate that under the Licence Act as a complaint. So they're sort of the enforcement tools that we've got. But if you get a delivery from a premises licence that is not licensed by our council, then it would have to adhere to the conditions on that licence from that authority. so they wouldn't necessarily have this on their licence. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you. I'm just looking for clarification with regard to pavement licences. I'm aware, for example, in Arnold, where we've got pedestrianised street, that putting tables and chairs on the highway, and you notice that there's creep. And if you've got two bars or cafes on either side, then you gradually lose the walkway in between. Is there any method of restricting as well as granting a pavement licence?
Yes, there is. With reference to the bars in Arnold, I assume you're talking about the 3 bars that are very close together. So one of the bars has their licence issued by the Highway Authority. So we don't have any powers over that particular licence. And then 2 are issued by ourselves. We have recently had some information from the town centre manager, and we did check the measurements and we did check the plans, and they were within the boundaries of the premises licence issued. Now, of the pavement cafe licence issued. Now, the pavement licences are consulted, the applications are consulted with the police and with the Highway Authority and with the fire service. And to date, they are satisfied that they could get their emergency vehicles through. The Highway Authority are satisfied that there's enough room to get mobility scooters and pushchairs through. So we haven't had any evidence that they are going outside of their area, but we are continually monitoring that area because I know it's a very, very busy area with lots of pedestrians. But if you have any evidence, then please let us know.
Thank you.
Any further questions for the officers? No? We all good? Okie dokie then. May I have a proposer for recommendation 1 then, please, which I will read, that the committee approve the proposed changes to the Gedling Statement of Licensing Policy, which are attached at Appendix 1, to go out with a consultation for a period of 8 weeks in accordance with the Licensing Act 2003. So proposer and a seconder for that, please. Councillor Towsey Hinton. Councillor Smith, thank you. Those 4. That's unanimous. And similar for item number 2, subject to there being no major amendments required to the draft policy and following the members' approval, the draft Gedling Statement of Licensing Policy at Appendix 2 be referred to full council for final approval before publication in January 2024. Proposer, please. Councillor Ellis and the seconder. Councillor Smith. Those 4. That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Finally, item 5. There are no items the Chair considers urgent. So that concludes today's hearing. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you.